Oh my gosh. I felt like I swallowed something and I don't know if it's my tooth. But if it is, maybe I'll win the GOAT next season. Sorry I'm late.
Twinsies. Paola Twinsies. Hi, I'm Vielette.
I am Acid Betty.
And we are real life brother and sister, and we are both totally obsessed with all things reality TV. Welcome to our second season of our weekly reality rundown, where we try to talk about all of our favorite shows. What have you been watching, Acid?
I don't think I have anything on my list.
He's too busy dealing with his teeth.
For real. I'm trying to figure out. No, I'm trying to think of what I've been trying to watch a little Below Deck, so I've been catching some of the Below Deck Med.
Let's talk about Below Deck Med.
Yeah, I've been catching bits of that.
Did you watch the latest episode?
I don't know what I'm catching. This is old school me, when it's on TV, I watch it.
At least you're aware that it's Med, so you have some awareness.
They're showing Sandy, and then I know it's like Sandy of 5 years ago, and I'm like, this is not Below Deck Med. And then the voiceover will be like, watch Below Deck Med tonight. But I'm like, but this isn't Below Deck Med. This is with Hannah, and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is she on
We're
Med?
not fans.
Is she on Below Deck Med, Hannah?
No, Hannah was. You know what? I don't remember now. It all kind of mixes and.
Exactly.
Let's not. The only reason I bring it up is because it was another lesson for our dear friend that thinks you need to be a good person in order to make money and enjoy life. Because not the primary, but a guest of the primary was one of our favorite humans, Trishelle.
Oh, so I did not see that.
Yes. I was just really happy that she was not the primary, so she didn't get shit for TV time. It was just kind of like a blip. But it was enough to make me salty about the fact that she was literally just living her best life, being such a Karen. Just such a piece of
So
poo-poo.
the casting basically is they're putting Karens in. So Jill Zarin was there, Trishelle.
Basically, if Andy has liked you enough to put you next to him and not in the bar, there's a chance you might get a yacht trip.
If you're a bitch.
He likes bitches. Teresa is of Real Housewives New Jersey. I was reflecting on the fact that once upon a time, Carolyn Manzo was really kind of like the godmother of that whole vibe. And Teresa, the way it's played out now, it's
like she's the star.
And it's weird because when you watch the show, she'll literally kind of hold court, and there'll be these other younger women, and they'll all be looking to her, and it's like she is the head now, but she's got a pea for a brain, so it's really scary.
Because
it's like Mad King George.
That's why she's in charge, but she doesn't know how she got there. And
oh, it's wild. Yeah. Anyway, what about MILF? Have you been?
I haven't. I caught bits and pieces.
Okay.
I have not.
This
is all your feed. What's going on? Anything is? I can't believe it's still on, to be honest.
I thought it was going to end the other night, but it didn't. Honestly, we've been following Barbie.
Okay.
I really appreciate her. She's probably the most modernized, together woman on the show, and she has a lot to say on her social media, and I'm just getting a kick out of her personality because she's such a goofy, self-deprecating kind of person. And she posted this video where she's flying through the clouds, her head is on this body, and she's like, me when I realize there's no reunion and I never have to see these toxic fuckers again. She's flying through she's just living her best life and reading everyone for filth. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm really enjoying her. I think she's got a future. You know what I mean? If she wanted to, someone will pick up the Barbie show.
Bring it out, Barbie. Is her name Barbie, though?
Yeah.
Because you keep calling her Barbie. Is that Barbie?
No, her name is Barbie.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So the same girl we're talking about.
Yeah, the ex-dance song.
Got it. I love dancers, so.
Yeah. Well, exotic dancer. But no, she's
dancers.
She's I
have a thing for dancers.
She's real. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? She's legit.
What else is on your feed, girl?
Oh, right. Because I was really just trying to. Okay, so 90 Day the Other Way just premiered.
Oh.
This is
with
where
the new cast?
We go to them. Yeah, it's a new cast. They do have a repeat, Sarper and Shekinah.
Okay. I saw that they might be coming back or something, so it's on this one.
They're back. The thing with now, Shekinah, though, has kind of convinced him that perhaps it's better that they come over here to America in order to make money because he's a personal trainer. He can make more money, blah, blah, blah. So you've got that kind of going on, that plot going on, as well as he's designed a nose for her. So,
amazing.
Yeah, which I love that. I love
Frightening,
that for them.
but I love that for them. You
It's
work it out.
crazy, but I love it. Yeah. So they're back, but really one of the interesting like flippity flops they have going on this season is that there's a Chinese woman who owns your face, who has like a successful business, and she met an American man, like a white American man.
Okay.
And she came over here. They got married. She lasted a year over here, but then she was like, I got to go back and run my business in China. So she went back, and now he is moving to China.
Oh, wow.
And they're already showing like the coming attraction, you know, the trailers where he's like complaining to her about how she's actually like keeping track of all the money that she spends on him because he can't work. It's the same exact situation, only it's flipped country, gender, the whole fucking thing. I love it.
That
so
sounds fun.
Much. Yes. And then you have this amazing woman who is a doula. She's an American doula. Who is moving to Iceland, but the twist there is that she's a black girl, and there's like this funny scene where she's with her family, and they're like, Iceland, and they're like, are there even any black people in Iceland? And she literally like deadpan says to her family, well, there are like 5 people in Iceland. But what's interesting about her is that she does a lot of her clients' work, like a lot of her training on how to move your body and stuff, like online and virtual, so they show a lot of that stuff. One of her couple clients... I wanted to make sure they're both non-binary, but they're both physically female. However, the one that's pregnant, you know, by sex, not gender, sex. The person that's pregnant actually has a full beard and a mustache, like full facial hair. So it's really, really interesting because I think the doula just introduces them and says, you know, she's like, this is a really unique situation. And I feel bad leaving because this is a woman with a penis or this is a man. I don't know how she put it. She's like, this is a man with a pregnancy or something like that. It was just like
a pregnant man, basically.
And then because when you look at them, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. It was just so interesting. And the only reason I'm mentioning it is because I was like, you go TLC.
For putting that content on there? Yeah, absolutely.
Normalize
I would not expect
fuck.
that from TLC now that you mention it.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is so far they've had like several witches and they're not making fun of them.
True.
This is what point. Is they've had trans people that they're not making fun of. They're having they're doing the thing. They're including them in the zeitgeist. They're there.
True.
They exist. And they're not being exploited. They're just like, hi, here we are.
This is their life. This is what they're doing.
So I kind of love that. So I just wanted to say this season should be interesting if you want to tune in, you know, when you have that additional time that you don't have.
I don't even know, like, even when I'm working in the studio, I do what you do to what you told me, which is like, you know, I have like the TV on or something and I don't even know. Like, but that's what that's what was on was Below Deck. That's how I'm saying I know that I was watching Below Deck.
It
but
depends
I think
on
it was
the
repeats.
work that you're working on.
Right, because I could not be like...
I had a boyfriend who would be upset with me because I would go through my like watch list, like my shows that I said I really wanted to watch, but I kept working during it, so I actually wasn't watching it. I wouldn't even know what the fuck happened during the episode.
Yeah.
I've had to stop doing that with stuff that matters.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the shit we watch, I have to just be like, you have to watch this.
Yeah, because it's like radio.
It's
It's basically radio.
That's really right. And that's how I get through a lot of this TV. That's why when we talked previously before this podcast, it seemed like I was watching all this shit. But now you're seeing, I was just like, pick, you know what I mean? And then maybe I watched 2 of the 10.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so the last thing is... I wanted to update you on the Happily Ever After, the 90-day, because, you know, we're 90-day fiancé here. 90-day fiancé Happily Ever After, which is still going on. This is the season with all the toxic, crazy couples on it. Jasmine and Gino. So
Angela.
Colors. Yeah, she's in a beauty pageant.
I saw
and he's
a bit where he was taking notes of other women and saying this is what's better.
He videotaped them. And he was like, Okay, anyway. And she even says to camera, because she's so blunt, she's so like blunt. She's like, it gives Predator like I masturbate at home vibes. And I was like, oh my God, you just said that about your husband. Like, shut up. So there's that going on. But really what's crazy is you've got Michael and Angela, right? But the real question, it occurred to me. They've completely erased or removed Mahmoud and Nicole.
Yeah.
The last week.
Because you were telling me that they got violent in this and that or something a little bit.
Well, the last we saw on the show is that he actually leaves. He's like, I'm out. I can't deal with this. But the last we know is much later than that in the press, is that he actually went to jail for domestic violence. And both of their social media ends like in February.
Damn, Gina. Ooh.
And even Michael and Angela, they've continued the show continues. Like they keep the bits, they keep their scenes. Like I still am watching Michael come to America. Like I just watched Michael come to America.
Right.
Which is so fucking weird because when you know what happened, you're like, what the hell? But I was just wondering what the hell happened. Like, did they continue to film? Like, are they going to do a comeback? Because they do that too, where they'll be like, see you for 5 episodes, and then boop, here they are. Or did that actually get so violent that they had to remove? I don't fucking know. No one knows. Like, if there was something to know, I would have found out.
Yeah, who knows?
I did look.
I feel like once you get to like law involvement, the studios put their hands up.
Well, yeah, but that's why I bring up Angela and Michael, because then...
But they've always been teasing with the law. They just...
Yeah, Angela doesn't actually ever close the deal.
Yeah, like think about, like, have the police come, like, that kind of...
Well, that's why she's... Oh, my God, she's so abusive. She is so, classically abusive, Angela.
I even feel like
especially
if a tax
there was
collector comes, they'll be like...
No, Angela literally in a singular scene, right, within minutes of each other, yells... threatens to call the embassy, threatens to call the federal government, yells at security to grab Michael and grab the phone. And then when Michael wants to leave, like this is like 2 minutes later, she's yelling at security, let him go, that's still my husband.
That's what I'm saying. So law hasn't been involved, it's just her talking about it a lot. And the times that it's gotten involved, it's just been her like with meth in a hotel room or something, and doesn't affect the show.
Oh my God. Listen, guys, if you're out there listening to this, the two people that listen to our podcast, Chantilly and Simon, if you're listening to this, even if you don't normally care to read about these idiot people, Angela is definitely one to look up on Instagram. Just if you want to feel better about yourself. Like if you ever peeked in on a Jerry Springer episode or anything like that, if there's anything inside of you that loves to look at trash, make an ass of themselves, like the Jersey Shore, Angela's like a 24-hour, she just gives.
She's amazing.
She just gives and gives. So tune into her Instagram.
It's true. I love her.
She's out of control. So that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, from trashy people dating to just plain old trash, we have finally reached the 10th and final episode of The GOAT, which Tosh just realized is a acronym. Only 4 remain, and who will be...
Just like Homelander and the Republicans.
It's the last thing he said. He was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's a cute joke. He was like, that's an acronym?
Oh, he really has to try to play stupid because we all know he's not.
No. Only 4 remain, and who will become victorious? Do we care? The one thing we do care about is if the cast members will return. But we're going to talk about it anyway because there's no reunion, so let's do it. And this is our finale for the season.
This will be it.
And we're not giving you a reunion.
There's never a reunion, no. We do our private reunions.
So boom, so we got the final episode of The GOAT.
The final episode of The GOAT.
And I screamed because they brought the cast back. Not to cut ahead, but I was so excited.
What are you cutting ahead of?
Because I got a lot of shit in front.
Oh, do you?
Well, I have the fact that she lost her tooth.
Well, I have, oh boo, Jill lost. She tries to cry her way out.
Pal bombed. She was almost like a marathoner, where she was just keeping in the middle this whole time during the ride. And then at the very end, she was like all steam ahead.
Paola was like this girl that I ran track against, like in the 5th grade, where there was a mile where you had to do 4 laps of that big track, and I hadn't trained, and I gave it my all. And her friend literally paced behind me the whole time and had a conversation for 3.5 laps. And then on the last lap, she was like, bye.
Yeah.
And I was like dying, like death.
That's what I think she did.
But Paola is a professional athlete. Let us not forget.
Yes. Love it. So she lost her tooth. And I was very impressed how quickly she got it back. Like a replacement.
Well, Joe says Paola's tooth was the biggest mystery of the show.
Hollywood, because she kind of admits that she swallowed it.
Yeah. Which, go Paola.
Now, when she lost her tooth, does that mean that it was a veneer, a fake and bake?
No, she could have lost her tooth.
Okay, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I
does
see
that
what you're
mean that the
saying.
reason why it lost and it was like so obvious and weird and strange is because she had a nugget underneath there that she was hiding? That's what I think.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because if I lose a tooth,
So she
we lose
actually
a
lost.
tooth.
She lost it. That's why it didn't feel like anything. So she
Right.
lost a tooth like losing a nail.
And that's why it was easily replaced because they go match
And
color.
that's why
hootie,
you made
hootie.
that comment about it being a mystery. Because most of us lose a tooth, and it's like we're
I'd
gonna
be
be
fucked.
like instantly
Yeah,
blood face,
I would be
right?
fucked. Yeah, because it's a real tooth.
Well, I would too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when that happened to her, I was
you think
like,
teeth this ugly or fake? Right, exactly. So yeah, then everyone comes back, yay, like a jury,
And
which is proper.
I loved that, and I just wanted to note how Tasha was giving me Montgomery Burns body realness.
just this episode or always?
No, usually I didn't notice. I thought back in the day he was just kind of like a little cute little twink boy, and then in this show, it's like
Much more forgiving
age
than
has
I am.
really gotten to him. It's like, oh, you look like Montgomery.
But he's
Burns
always been
now.
very lanky, and that's what happens to lanky
he's
people.
like, give me money.
I can personally attest.
Yeah, so
No, he's always been very. Yeah, no.
So all the people come back, and I wanted to ask you: did you not love the rhinestone pancake on Alyssa Edwards' head?
I did. The outfit was amazing. The outfit.
This was her the whole episode.
The thing that sucks. The thing that sucks is you and I had just had a conversation
was like-
about these hard styled wigs, and then this gigantic bitch comes out wearing one that looks like a plate.
With it literally like hiding half her, and you can see her
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
like trying to get her face around her own
It
hair.
was like a horse with a blinder on. She was like, hello. My trainer says I can't look to the left or right because I get too excited.
That's the problem with all those
Yeah.
fucking sculpted hairdos is there's only like there's one guy that does it and everyone else is copying him, and the ones who are copying him are creating plates.
Girl, you can leave this in if you want because I just had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours yesterday, literally just yesterday.
Stop it.
And he said to me that I would be so proud of him because he just signed on to someone who shall not be named Patreon, and he's learning how to do wigs. And you know what he's really leaning into is the hard style wigs. And I had to bite the lip, the tongue, the cheek, all the things. Because I was like, oh, he really thinks he's doing it. I'm like, you're still late.
Right, you're late. Like what you need to do is learn the technique and do something that they're not doing.
But when I'm like, oh, it hasn't been talking to you, and I'm like, yeah, for what, like 5 years?
Right. That's like
It's been
similar like that
talking to
nail
you?
thing where we see these people doing like the sculpture thing. It's like, okay, so you figure out how they're doing that and then do the next step. Don't just try to do what they're doing.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's so
I mean, I
too
remember when I
late,
started,
girl.
that was a conversation we used to have all the time about even you and me, the stuff the nail glove thing. I used to be like, all right, well, as long as I stay about a year ahead, I'm okay.
Right, you have to be you kind of have
Because
to.
of that, because it's like, oh look, I want to do that, and then within a year, someone's going to figure it
But
out.
look-
But they don't do any. They don't usually move beyond. But anyway, Alyssa has weird taste.
We've always said that.
And she really thought she was doing like the 1920s throw. I know what she was going for, but she was going whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not into it. So.
I think she saw that shit on Instagram and said, I'll buy it because I have such amazing taste and I'm Alyssa Edwards. And then I'm going to throw that, because I'm colorblind, that dress on. And that was her. And she, like, the bitch is colorblind.
No, she just is drawn to a certain color palette, and that's neon pink and orange.
And yellow and purple.
And gold.
Like,
Go throw
if
some gold
it's
in there,
shiny,
too.
it's her favorite color. Like, she's like, I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Shininess. Put it on me.
Yeah.
These are not matching, but it's all
It's
shiny.
shiny.
Girl, we were in the dressing room together. She really just wanted to put everything on.
If it's shiny, that's her favorite color. That's what I used to talk about drag queens in general. People be like, how do you know what drag queens want? And I'm like, if you don't know that a drag queen basically just wants to be a giant rhinestone
Rhinestones,
walking
right?
around.
Yeah.
Just one giant piece of reflective something. If you can make that happen for a girl, she will worship you forever. Like, the bigger the shine. If you can blind a bitch, she'll be like, let me have that, please.
Yeah,
Two of them.
definitely.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
Anyway.
so during the judges' hoo-ha's, Jason and Devon's interaction was kind of interesting.
oh, I'm not saying anything because I know that bitch. Do tell your interpretation of Davon's little bullshit manipulation, how everything seems to work unless it's happening to her.
Yeah.
Everything else is just a game.
But
Unless it's against her.
But props to her to recognize that Pal voted her out, like made a big move. Because she said, you did the only thing that no one else did. Everyone was afraid to do it. I'm like, right.
I know, but even when she
I
said
know,
that,
she's very
it
like,
was still back.
Girl, it was very
it was
Johnny
still-
Bananas. Well. You beat the boss. Maybe this one time. I'm still bananas.
Even when she left, remember she was like, I'll still be in your life because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, bitch got beat.
I cannot.
And
with
Joe's
her.
face, like when we like, well, for also Joe's interaction with Taisha was really funny too. Because he sat down, he tried to be cute and nice. And once he realized that she was like not voting for him or like whatever, not on his side, he like started getting up. I was like, you better work. And she was so butthurt over that. But I love him for that.
She was so exactly what I'd expect. She's such a Cinderella, you know what I mean? She really was like, oh my God, we're friends. And he has been doing the reality thing now, right? And he really kind of enjoys it. I mean, people like Joe for a reason. Like Joe is what you see. Like you gotta like someone like that, you know? And he really is like, hey, it's a game. I thought, what do you mean? He's not even bullshitting. He's like, I've been telling you from the beginning, I thought we were playing Monopoly, and you just got up from the table all pissed off.
That's what I'm saying. It was interesting. Not what I'm saying. I keep saying, I hate that I say that. I find it interesting, as we had said previously, that the people who are reality stars in competitions are different personalities than the reality stars who are just themselves. Because the people in competition seem to understand it's not personal. Like the Phaedra... Yes. And this, stuff like that. But the people who are just themselves are very much like personal. They take it home with them. And they're like, I hope you die. And they're just like, that's it. Whereas the competitors are like, it's just a game. We can still be friends.
And also, you don't necessarily need to be an experienced competitor. Like, for example, a Joe. Joe is a great example of, he's not actually a competitor. He's not from any competition show. He's never been. That's his first competition show ever.
Yeah, he's a bachelor.
But he's kind of like you or I would be, whereas I'm a fan. Like, I've seen enough of this shit, at least. And he knows enough people in life. But, I mean, all I have to do is you just watch a couple episodes of The Challenge to know that when you're talking about $200,000, honey, you're going to have to forgive me when this is over. Unless there's that much of a difference between our lifestyles, which
they mention to Jill about Jill.
Hello, Jill.
On a voiceover, they go, a reminder, Jill doesn't need the money.
Right. Did you see her face with that? See, I saw that.
Yeah, and then she was out. Bitch. Whatever. Fuck the bitch. It's true.
Happy Passover.
And Joe's face when Pal was getting all the votes was fabulous because I think he really thought he had it.
He really did. No, in the fact that the man didn't even get a singular...
I think he got one.
Oh yeah, wait. No, he did. You know how I know this? I almost stopped it and recorded it because they did it again, where they put him up like to 2 and then they dropped him back down to 1. Like whoever's doing the do.
Okay, yeah. Maybe they're just doing that to be funny and weird.
They might be. I mean, Tasha's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember his show was weird.
I feel like it's a Tasha over.
Yeah. But no, Joe really was surprised. And Jason, not a singular. He looked also just like disappointed. I think that would be, I mean, I think the realization when you're sitting there, even if you don't think you're going to win, right? But you think, I did an okay job.
Right.
And like not one person. That must kind of sting a little bit.
I wish Drag Race was like that.
Well, there was one main thing I wanted to say.
To watch all those bitches' faces not win, so good. Yeah, what?
One of the things that makes it, because we talk about how it's been so boring, right?
Yeah.
And it did it again, and it was very obvious this time. So I was like, all right, let me talk about it. They say that they're given 60 minutes for all of these people that come back into the house to have like these confrontational conversations with everybody, right? 60 minutes. And I don't know how many people that is, like, let's say 10 people are back. They might have given us, the audience, 10 minutes of those conversations. Are you telling me that those conversations were that boring? Because that is what reality TV is. It's those conversations.
Yeah, but also there was like running around.
Whoever's producing the show, it's like you're missing the point. The point is the conversations where they're like, well, I thought we were friends, and blah, blah, blah. That's the whole fucking show. Like, if you don't give me that part, and it's this fake, I gotta pop a pimple, I'm not watching it for athletes.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for the drama, for the feelings, for the little digs that you say on a personal level. Well, your parent, like when they say things like your children wouldn't be proud of how you played. Like that's when it happens in those little conversations, That's
just funny.
Don't you feel the same way?
Yeah, but I feel like also they were running around, so there's a lot of time of them running from place to place.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like the jury show, like the Joe Schmo jury thing. Like, oh, you didn't give us what actually would have made it good.
Yeah, it's possible.
Which is
but
the
I don't know what we're
interactions.
missing, so I can't even say. Do you know what I mean?
Right, and then I'm like, oh, unless it really was so,
Boring.
oh, was it nice to be home?
Yeah, unless they're
what was
like-
the first thing you did?
Right.
Go to Tony Roma's?
Exactly.
Did you go to Applebee's
Because I didn't even
and get that
see them
burrito
talk
girl?
to Alyssa. Like, sort of, she was just like,
Yeah.
I saw her prepare, like, oh my God, give him a stern face and this and that. But yeah, so I think they kind of left a lot of shit out.
Well, can you imagine? It's kind of like, did you see that clip? This is going to be random, but did you see that clip of Usher when they recorded him for like the We Are the World rework, and they were told all the celebrities that they were going to be in the
Yes.
squares, like the Brady Bunch, and he's like looking all around because he just assumed he would be in the center. So everything he did is like this. I think about that. I reference Bobby Lights a little bit in my head. So I'm like, I wonder if Alyssa and some of these people were like giving the thing in the whole, and like literally made zero TV time.
Oh, honey.
You know what I mean? Like, I imagine
Don't you
Alyssa
know?
really gave. So I'm just like, producers, why?
Don't you know?
Why you rob
that
us
is
of
how it
whatever
is.
was happening? You know, Alyssa was doing something because she
totally.
knew she was being filmed.
Yeah.
Where is that?
And her being very like, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. Convince
or
me.
whatever it was, like, yeah, where's the reality in the reality
Yeah.
show? I don't know.
Wah, wah.
And then Paula won.
Yay.
Boom, bitches.
I'm so happy. We were voting for her, so.
Yeah, I mean, by the end, who the fuck is left?
True.
I certainly wasn't going to vote for Jill or Joe.
Yeah, no, I didn't want
I'm
Joe.
not going to vote for a mayonnaise sandwich. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, if they, yeah, no. That would have sucked. So that's it. That's the tits.
That's it. And just like the goat, acid and I are
Damn.
best served in small quantities and preferably with drugs and alcohol. So since this is our 10th episode this season, just like the goat, we're going to finish our second season short and sweet. Dap. We shall return soon with more reality TV talk that no one needs, but you know you want. Stay tuned.
Hell yeah. And reach out to us on our website and let us know what you want us to talk about, or if you have anything to add when we return. Our website is sorry we're late, we didn't want to be here.com, or we didn't want to be here.com. Find us on Spotify, YouTube, and don't forget to follow us on Threads, of course, and Instagram, where we make stink and interact with the bitches and they yell at us back. Instagram is really, if you want some day-to-day action, follow us on
That's where it's at.
Instagram at We Didn't Want to Be Here with the number 2 instead of T-O. And that's it. I am Acid Betty.
And I'm Violet.
And as we
And as
always,
we always
say,
at the end of the day,
that's an old baddies thing. At the end of the day,
that's an everybody thing.
do they
so I
do
just put it in
that?
there.
At the end of the day,
Oh my God, Love Island. Obviously, at the end of the day, obviously, at the end of the
yeah, but
day.
like, at the end of the day, I'm still a bad bitch.
I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's a lot of things. So and I know you hate it, and I hate it both. So I was like, let me say
And my
that.
thing I was saying is, that's what I've been saying, or that's what I was saying. I'm like, why do I say that? That's not, I wasn't saying anything. How is that a segue? Because I kept saying, that's what I'm saying. But how are you starting off the sentence that way? Anyway, I guess that, should we just, is it good? Should we re-record it? Or?
Yeah, because that's it.
All right, so what?
Dun, dun, dun. You want to do it again while we both say
Sure.
it? I'm Violet.
And I am Acid Betty. And as we always say, at the end of the day, I'm still a bad bitch. Bye. See you all next
Bye.
season.
Bye.
Ooh, season 3. Work it out.